My name is Katia Misyukevich. I'm Director of Business Development for Aqueous. And this is Sophie Capehart, and she is my glorious Director of Marketing for Aqueous. And we are very excited to be here today, surrounded by all the high-techy. Well, we're chemistry. So welcome to Hydrogen 101. You're going to hear something new, and you're going to hear something that you've studied in school, probably in second grade. So we hope that bottom line in these next 20 minutes, you have fun, and you learn something new, and you're excited about it. So we all know about hydrogen. It's the first element on the periodic table of elements. We all know it's like a big H. We've talked about it our whole lives, but the interesting part is nobody has ever been able to stabilize it. And hydrogen is very volatile. We have our H2O. Sometimes when the rain falls, it's H3O, but for a pegasecond. Hydrogen is widely used in egg, but the inputs that are used are very volatile as well. So our product is stabilized hydrogen, and we'll talk about how we came about it. Not we, some very smart guys came about it.
So basically, our scientists were tasked with cleaning heavy metals out of mining water in California. And while they were doing that, they were kind of messing around with some samples, and they found that they were actually able to stabilize hydronium, which is H3O, in solution. And that was about 14 years ago. And for the past, we've been doing R&D and all kinds of things like that, but for the past 7 years, we've been able to stabilize that hydrogen and deliver it to growers. And there are many ways that we do that, and we're going to get into that. But obviously, growers face a lot of problems in the field. It's, the pH of my soil, like there's a lot of areas in the West that have high pH due to bicarbonates and calcareous soil from phosphorus and things like that. But it's basically, what we do is, with the Growel, it's a pH buffer. So it will buffer the pH of everything in that tank. We always say use it in every tank every time, because we just work seamlessly with all other inputs. We work really well with crop protection inputs, and because we buffer that pH, we are helping them work more consistently, more efficiently, so growers can get more out of their inputs. Because obviously, with input costs the way they are right now, it's really squeezing growers. They're trying to get the most out of what they're doing, and that little bit of hydrogen in there really supercharges the whole thing. So we're going to get into that here.
So you guys, high-techy stuff, right? So you see that H2O little thingy right there? So we are hovering around H21O10. So it's a big one. But you would think it's just hypercharged water. No, this is actually a weak acid. What it does, hydrogen is that hidden element, but also hydrogen is what we all know, but also it's a safe chemistry. When you put that H21O10 on the palm of your hand, you guys, when I got into this company a year and a half ago, our CEO, Mike Skinner, did this. He put a drop of that chemistry on his palm, and he did this, and he did this. And I'm like, okay, this is a chemical peel. This is not gonna go right. No, nothing peeled. He didn't get second-degree burns like you get from, other acids in ag. It's just physically a very safe chemistry, which is shocking, but it is. So how does hydrogen work differently for soil and crops?
Basically, the difference is we treat that soil environment. So, there's a lot of products that can treat the symptoms of all these problems that we're seeing, but we really are going after that root cause in the soil. What's causing it? What's causing that pH to go up? Am I going to just continue to throw things on it like AMS, or am I going to treat that root cause?
Yep.
And this is, I don't know how well you can see this, but it basically shows that Growel improves every step of the growing process. So we improve that pH of the water in the tank, we buffer that pH into that ideal range, we reduce that bicarbonate interference, and a lot of growers that we work with have said that our product helps to unclog their sprayer tips and their screens. So I don't know if you've ever heard a grower say that they have a problem with that, but it can sure be a problem. So that's kind of just an added side benefit of what we're able to provide. And then, so our product, we have a pre-emergent product that's a soil application and works with every application method. And then we also have a foliar spray application for your spray applications. And we improve water retention in soil, water movement. And in the soil, we unlock those tied up nutrients that basically they're available and they're present in the soil, but they're not available to the plant because they're in a different form than the plant likes to use. And I don't know how familiar you are with soil chemistry. I mean, we're not agronomists. We've had to learn this as we've gone. Yep. But it's basically there's a thing called carbonic acid that is generated in soil, and plants do this with photosynthetic energy from the sun. They generate that energy. They generate carbonic acid in the soil, and when they do that, those nutrients are broken off of the colloids that they're tied to, and they're able to be taken up by the plant and used for growth and stress tolerance and things like that. So the fact that we are able to use that as hydrogen is doing that for them. So they are able to use more of the energy that they get from the sun on growth rather than converting these nutrients in the soil, which really takes a lot of their energy. So we do that for them, and we support those natural processes that are already happening. So it's like working with nature rather than against it. And as I said, for plants, it helps with root development, better nutrient uptake. The yield increases that we've seen with growers is insane. We have a lot of great third-party trials. We have over 120 trials.
Yep,
with
and we have
universities.
pictures, you guys. You guys are going to see pictures.
Yeah, so we definitely, we believe a lot in what we do, and the growers definitely see the benefits.
So this is more of a chemical, but a very, very simple way to break it down. You can see the pH scale, and in the neutral pH that we drink water, we use it in our products for our bodies, right? We use that pH optimum, right? It's the same for our plants. It's the same for our harvest. That neutral pH makes those nutrients available. All of those magnesiums, potassiums, nitrogens, all of that in an optimum pH soil and in the optimum pH water in your spray tank are bioavailable. Well, what happens if your pH of your soil is alkaline? Or what happens if it's acidic, which is what we deal with, you know, in the States and globally. So in the tank or in the soil, if we buffer that pH and we level it out, our inputs are way more effective, as we will see further in the slides. And not just that, our plants are able to eat up those nutrients from the soil, and we can reduce the extras that we're putting in. And that's what we are all about. We're trying to, all of this technology tries to optimize our inputs and optimize the information. This chemistry optimizes the soil in the same way as technology does.
And this is actually comes from our friends at Purdue. They did a great study on basically how the pH of your spray tank impacts the half-life of your fungicides, herbicides, and insecticides. And you know, if you ask a farmer if they prefer irrigated water or rainwater, they're going to say rainwater because the optimum pH is in that like 5.3, 5.7 range. And basically what Growthful does is, because it's a weak acid, it buffers that pH for a longer period of time. Like there's typical acids used in agriculture like sulfuric. It's a very harsh acid. All those molecules, the second they're hitting the ground, they're dissociating, and the effect is immediate, so you see the response immediately, but it's gone very quickly. And the great thing about Growthful, and we've proved this in trials, is that the effect is continuous. We don't know exactly for how long, but it's much more continuous than it would be from sulfuric or a similar acid. Also, another great thing about the fact that we buffer pH is that you get more consistency from your biological inputs. We work with a lot of biological companies who include our product in all their blends because we really help. Like it doesn't matter what the pH of the soil is that you're using. We really are able to get more consistency out of those biologicals, and we've done trials on that as well. And we have a great tie into regenerative agriculture. You know, this is a hydrogen-based chemistry. It's totally clean. When we manufacture this in our plant in Madison Heights, we don't release anything into the groundwater. We use everything that we bring in. It's renewable. It's great, and it's hydrogen. And yeah, like I don't know if you can see that chart, but they did a study and it said if your pH of your spray tank is at a 9, your herbicide's lasting 10 minutes, and if you can get it down to a 5, it'll last 16 days. So quite the difference.
So Growthful's impact is just very simple. You guys already kind of see it, but I'll go through it real quick. So for the crops, this is average 15%. In some crops, we see yield increases that are way more just by using our Growthful product, just with the power of hydrogen. We are on varieties of crops. Whatever grows, we work on it. It's just as simple as that. It's whatever, there is a crop, you put our product on it, it works. We're on over 1,000 farms. We've been around for a while, and we're in 38 states and 4 countries, which gives you a variety of not only soils, but also climates. So the product works universally. I call it a universal soldier oftentimes. We're on more than 1 million acres of all of these amazing plants, and the stuff that you guys grow here, the stuff that we grow in Texas, the stuff that we grow in Michigan, it equally works, and it just makes your plants stronger. We are on 120 plus third-party trials. We have worked with all the universities. We're very proud to be affiliated and to be working with universities from the Midwest, from the other side of the country, down south, to provide the variability of data. We are all about data here. We have data to prove that the product works. And not just like, obviously nobody's interested in a 1-year trial. We have 3-year trials, we have 5-year trials. And obviously we support our product. This product is established. This product has been tried and true. We want more people to know about it so that more people, so we can bring the goodness, just like what you guys do here.
And that's the thing too. I mean, obviously, throughout the history of ag, there's always this miracle. Like you come in and you're like, "Hey, growers, I got this miracle product. It's going to boost your yields. You're going to be so, oh my gosh, you're going to be so happy you found it." Like we're not trying to say that we're like God's gift to agriculture, but what we are saying is that, like we work seamlessly with everything else that you're using. So we've had a lot of growers who. Because they want to save money and input costs are rising, they reduce their programs by 15%, and they're still able to maintain their yields by using Growthful because they're optimizing everything else that's in the tank. Or they add us into what they're doing without reducing anything, and they see that 15% average yield boost, which is huge for a small farm or a large-scale operation. But yeah, we maximize all other chemistry, and then we also have, because we have a great agronomist on staff who, if you want to talk to them and like when growers talk to them, they tell them what like this is what we're growing. This is the area of the country that I'm in. How, do you think I should use pre-emerge or should I use a whole program? What should I use? We have agronomists that are always available to answer those questions. But we also built a custom ChatGPT bot, which is on our website called Ask Aqueous, and it's basically we loaded in all of our trials, all of our protocols, all of our product information, SDSs, things like that, everything that's shareable. Into our bot, and customers can go in and ask any question like, "Hey, I'm growing this in this area. What should I use?" And it'll give them a tailored answer, which is a nice value add for what we're doing.
So this is our line of products. It's fairly simple. What I need to press here is that hydrogen molecule is a part of every single product. It is just a different concentration. Our Growthful Pre-Emerge is our soil amendment. It's applied to soil pre-emergence, and we do it burn down in furrow or 2x2. That gives your seeds a boost of availability of your nutrients in furrow. Then we have our Pre-Emerge Max. God, we have stories about it where super compacted soils, and our farmer would go like 1-2 miles per hour through the field, barely able to break down those soils. It was awful.
The soil was so compacted the tractor couldn't
get through it. And we put the Pre-Emerge Max, which is the maximum concentration of our product. About 2 weeks later, he was plowing through that field like German butter. And he did not put anything else on the field. He just put hydrogen, our hydrogen product, on the field, and it just broke up those clays, broke up the soil to a point where he could actually work the field. And Growthful Post-Emerge Spray is everything foliar, so it is a smaller concentration, and it just continues working for your plants, continues to work to again break up the nutrients, but it works in the foliar part of your plant as well. So the program is, as we recommend it in every tank every time throughout the season. So for our dealers, we always say it's a seamless way to have a continued effect on the plants and get those yields and get those ROIs up.
And we do say like more is not always better. We've kind of found like basically the rate for post-emerge is 12.8 ounces per acre. I don't know why that ended up being what it was, but we're basically, we're not trying to oversell just to make more money. Like there's a sweet spot there, and we definitely tell growers that that's what they should do. But also, I mean, we have trial data where someone just sprayed it on at a V7 and the results were amazing. So it's not like it has to be a full program. It can be
It could be started seamlessly and in a small batch, like we were talking. And it could be. It usually that's how it works. Our farmers, our dealers try it on a small plot of land, and then it just blows up, and we have truckloads orders the next season.
Like this grower in Texas, Valley Research, Joe Martinez is the man who did this study, and he spent 40 years in research with Texas A&M, and he sprayed us on corn at V7, and it was a 250% increase in root mass. And I wish I had a photo of the field, because like you can just you don't have to be an agronomist to tell that the difference was just astronomical. And you can see like the 4 was the control and 2 is the treated, and it's just going crazy. And also he said that he's never seen this in 40 years in Texas, but the corn went from having one cob per stalk to 2. And he's like never seen that before. And not only that, but both of those cobs on the treated side were bigger than the control.
Yep.
So that was really cool to see. Another one we've done is corn. We've done just an in-furrow application. Mid-Michigan Agronomy is a local one near us. And they just did an in-furrow application for $5 per acre. And they got an extra 21 bushels per acre yield increase, which was an extra $84 per acre boost in ROI. And they're a small farm, so that was, situation changing for them. That was really helpful. Soybeans, that's also, you can kind of just see that night and day difference photo. On the left is the treated, and just that darker color, it's just fuller, it's lusher. You can tell with the darker color, there's just better water retention there. Like it's visible. You can just see it, and we're very lucky that we're able to help farmers in this way. We're grateful that we're able to do this.
There's nothing like coming to a farm. We both do farm runs, and coming to a farm and the farmers be like, this was treated by Growel and this was not treated by Growel. And I'm like, you didn't need to tell me that, because I can visibly see that these plants are just happier and these plants are just a little bit unhappier. Yeah. So, it's awesome.
For sure.
And
we've also done cover crop trials in collaboration with Green Cover, which is one of the biggest cover crop companies in the country. And we did like a seed simulated in-furrow treatment. And just the difference in root mass. I have the next slide has some graphs, but like for the buckwheat, we couldn't even get the treated root in the photo. It was too big. Yeah. So things like that, like you can see there, like the sorghum increased by 200%, that dry weight when we weighed them. And like the sunflower, it's all over 100% increase, no matter what cover crop we were growing. Like that trial was just incredible. We did that in our grow lab, but we'd love to do it in the field.
That day when our agronomist and soil scientist Michael Depew and I were in the lab, and I took the Growel treated plot, and I pulled it up, and it was all root, and there was no piece of dirt that fell off because it was all roots. Mm-hmm. And then we did the same thing with the control, and I pick it up, and the dirt is just falling off. Just the root development on the treated part was absolutely incredible, and that was just amazing to behold.
We've got 2 minutes.
We have 3 lines of products. We'll breathe through this real quick. And obviously we're on over 1 million acres, as I mentioned before. Our Growel line of products we touched on. We also have our Freshful line of products, which is a post-harvest treatment. It has that same formula, but it's a very highly charged antioxidant as well. So, oxidation is our problem in the post-harvest. It's an antioxidant. It goes from 3 days in leafy greens extension to up to a month.
And that shelf life.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And then we have the Typhol Plus, which is food and water processing and treatment, and we got OMRI certified last year, so that can be used in your organic or traditional production.
We're in the process of getting our OMRI certification right now. We're applying for that, and also right now we're classified as a soil amendment, but we're in the process of doing our biostimulant certification with TFI. So. We also have, for anyone who's interested, we have lots of trial data that we're happy to share. There'll be a QR code to our link tree after this that will give you all our key links there. But if you want to learn more about Growthful, we don't have a booth here, but we'll be hanging out, and
we're around.
We'd love to speak with you. We love sharing about this chemistry. You can tell we're really passionate about it. It means a lot to us. Oh. And we have that custom bot on our site if you want to learn more. But obviously, we're here, and we'd rather speak to you than have you use our bot. So that's basically all we got.